Okay. Hi, welcome to our presentation, which will be talking about the expectations and what to expect for your children in Year 2. I'm Miss Ellery and I teach Skylark, and Miss Bajwa is my TA, but shared with Mrs. Whale on the Friday.
I'm Mrs. Ahmad. I teach Monday to Thursday in Kingfisher class, and Michelle works in the class as well.
And I'm Mrs. Whale. I teach the Kingfishers on a Friday.
We're going to start by talking about our Inspire curriculum. Our big question, so our inquiry question for this term is, should we be proud to be different? And our core text is grace and family. So all of our work is centred around family and how families are different and looking at different types of family. It all fits into the kind of Lark Rise mission, vision and values, which is on the left of the screen, but you will have had sent home to you, hopefully, in one of the newsletters. So do pause it and have a further look at it if you want to. Each term we will have a different inquiry question. So our work focuses around that.
Okay, this is our behaviour expectations in our school. We've introduced 3 new ones for the children to learn. Be the best you can be kind, and meet the challenge in everything you're doing. The reward for children, if they are doing all of these 3 things all of the time, they'll be getting constant praise throughout the classroom. The school tokens, which they know and love. We will be sending postcards home, as well as calling you guys up if they're doing a particularly good job, as well as receiving a golden award at the end of the week. Helping the children get back on track if they're not quite managing to meet the expectations for behaviour will be giving them reminders, giving them choices, giving them some self-reflection time in class. And if they're not quite managing to meet the expectations, we will have a chat with the parents and carers at the end of the day to see how we can get back on track and have a good day the next day.
So just thinking about the school day now, as you all know, Skylarks, we're opening the doors at 8:40, and Kingfishers, we're opening the door at 8:50. Just in terms of social distancing, it would be really helpful if you weren't too much earlier than that. I know it's sometimes a bit tricky to time it really precisely, but as close as possible to that time.
And if you do have siblings in another class, so you have to drop off earlier, we're asking that people wait down on the basketball court distance, obviously, just so that you can make sure that you come to the door at your time rather than waiting outside for a long time beforehand.
Brilliant. So on entering the classroom, children will sanitise their hands, and we'll make sure that we remind them throughout the day when they're coming in or leaving the classroom just to put more sanitizer on. We'll also make sure that they thoroughly wash their hands at lunchtime, after going to the toilet, or coughing, blowing their nose, etc. If you could make sure that you send your child in each day with a named water bottle, just because it's a bit tricky for COVID reasons, sharing of cups. We will, of course, make sure that they get water if they forget their water bottle, though. So break time is at 10:30 until 10:45. The children will be going out to their playground zone with their bubble, and we'll make sure that each week they have another opportunity to go onto a different part of the playground, just so that they can have a different area of the playground or the field to play on. Snack is when we come in at 10:45, and that's provided by school. It'll always be fruit or vegetables, and you can, of course, provide your child with your own snack if you want to, but it must be fruit or vegetables. At 12 o'clock, children eat their lunch in their classrooms, whether they're having packed lunch or school dinner. And after they've finished eating, there'll be quiet activities such as colouring or reading to do just while they wait for their friends to finish. And then once they're finished, then they go to their playground zone and have some time outside. And then home time for Skylarks is at 3:10 and Kingfishers at 3:20.
We're asking for children to bring in a bag or book bag every day for transporting reading books and reading journals back and forth each day, and anything else that they might need. We will talk a little bit more about reading in just a moment. If your child needs any medicine for any reason, you need to complete a form at the front office, and I think leave the medicine with them. If your child has asthma, can you make sure that asthma pumps are in date and that the pumps are in the classroom? They need to be kept closest to the child. PE is twice a week. If they could bring a named PE kit in on a Monday, ideally you'd leave it there for the week, and then it's there for whenever they need it. Doesn't need to come back and forth through the week. Shorts and trousers, or trousers, whatever's best for the weather is fine. Trainers, really important. So if they're not wearing trainers on their PE days, please, can they have trainers in their PE kits, so that we're not doing PE in sort of sandals and wellies and inappropriate footwear. And also, if your child is wearing some sort of something that doesn't require socks, can we also have socks coming in as well to wear with their trainers? Lark Rise PE t-shirts will become available to buy. They are all here in the office, but a further parent mail will come out about how you pay for them and how you can get one of those. In the meantime, any t-shirt will do until you've got one. Yes, as I said, they can keep the PE kits in the cloakroom through the week. They don't need to go back and forth. You might want to just pause the next page. It's just all about absence. This information is in line with kind of government guidance and information that you've probably already had in the newsletter, just telling you what to do if your child is unwell and the procedures to follow. I won't read through it all.
We're currently looking at preparing a Google Classroom in case there is another lockdown and your children are isolated for 14 days at least. And that means that we will be sending home through a Google Classroom the same work that we will be teaching the children in school, to make sure that everyone's up to date, keeping the current content and nobody's missing out on anything. We will be sending out Google accounts, Gmails, but we haven't created those yet. So if this all sounds new and unfamiliar to you, don't worry, because we've not finished all of that yet, and it's quite unlikely that this will happen.
Okay, so coming back to reading now, obviously we all love reading and hope to kind of foster that in the children that we're teaching. We really encourage you to read with them lots at home, and we'll be doing the same in school. By next week, we're hoping to make sure that every child has got a level appropriate book in their book bag, and there will also be a reading journal in there. Feel free to note down what book they're reading and make any notes that you want to make in there. We will not be writing in those this year for sort of infection control reasons. But of course, we'll make sure that they don't keep reading the same book. So if you keep a note of what they've read already, then we could just make sure that we're not.
We'll also try to keep the Bug Club up to date as well, so that if your child prefers a on-screen copy, then they can do their reading on Bug Club. And do bear with us with finding the right level for your children, because obviously they've been away for a while, so it might take us a couple of weeks to just find exactly where each child is at with a reading book. So if we don't get it spot on first time, bear with us.
But if you do need help knowing where to pitch the reading for your children at home, then we can let you know where we think they are. But it might not be perfect the first time around.
Yes, and we were also hoping that children will become quite independent in being able to change their reading books, and they will know what sort of basket to go to, because we've got them organised by phase and level in our classrooms. Any books that come back, we'll make sure that they're put into quarantine for at least 72 hours, so that you can be rest assured that any book that they choose will be safe to take home.
And we're saying that if children change their reading books when they come in the morning, so when we're doing the morning activity, but obviously only change the reading book once it's read and you've talked it through with them. We've got some upcoming dates on the screen now. Again, you might want to just pause it and jot down anything that's relevant. Most things are online now. That's the lights going out. But yes, you can see we've got lots of things coming up, and there may well be more than that. So we will keep you posted on anything else that's happening in year 2. And just finally, we recognise that this is a team effort. We want to make sure that we really communicate with you. We really value our relationships with parents and carers and the community. So it's important that despite how difficult it all is at the moment to communicate, we do still stay in touch. You can talk to us at the beginning of the day or the end of the day. If it's a quick message, you could email the parents' email that's on the screen. But if you do want a longer conversation with us, just contact the office or one of us, and we can book in like a phone conversation to have a proper meeting with you over the phone. Finally, we will keep you up to date on what our topics are going to be. If you have any special expertise or we can help in any way, please let us know, because we really welcome any support. And thank you very much for watching this presentation. This is our first time doing it, so it's a little bit strange for us. And I really hope it won't be too much longer before we can see everybody properly in person. But for now, hopefully this will do. Bear with me while I try and log it out.
Third time lucky, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Stop presenting.
oh, please.
Okay.